I'm not gonna lie, bro. Fat bitches need to shut up, bro. I'm not gonna, like.
I was eating a grapefruit and egg for dinner every night, and I was not losing weight.
Now this part, it pisses me off.
Not gonna lie, it be a lot of the fat hoes talking. You fat bitches need to shut the fuck up. On God.
This is a brain rot special.
Tia Matic cooking in the basement.
Coach Greg, in today's video, we're catching up with Trisha Paytas. The last video I recorded on her was 5 years ago where I covered her fat woman workout. Yeah, I said it. Actually, she did, and I copied her. And now she's on a new journey. A GLP wanted that. And so, who isn't on a GLP journey? I mean, 5 years ago, she's recording mukbang videos, eating her face off, junk food, cheeseburgers, and so on. And everyone had to love her. We couldn't make fun of her. We couldn't put her down because we were then bad people. But today, now that there's a medication that prevents you from being morbidly obese, body positivity, it isn't a thing anymore. If you're overweight, there is a drug for you to get rid of that problem. And that is what she did.
A lot of people outside today, which is great. It's a beautiful summer day, and I hope you all are having a great summer. I love summertime.
Yeah, she's having a great day because she's now lost 80 pounds from taking a GLP, namely tirzepatide. And of course, if you're interested in GLPs, you go to Algorex where they could prescribe you various medications.
Like, I've never lost a significant amount of weight at one time. And it was, if I did, it was never intentional or healthy. It was usually depression, not eating.
And so a bunch of excuses, a bunch of yapping, a bunch of, yeah, I tried to lose weight, but I didn't. Did you not follow this girl's journey? Of course she didn't lose weight. I mean, when you're force-feeding junk food, when you're saying that you're working out in the gym, when you're just basically stretching, it's not going to cause you to lose any weight. And so if you really want proof that somebody didn't actually try to lose weight, here's all the proof that you need. You didn't get my cookbook. If you actually cared, if you wanted to live, you'd already have my book. And I checked, and she didn't purchase it. And so when she yaps about having previously tried to lose weight, she didn't actually try, she just talked about it. There's a big difference between try and do. If you do want to lose weight, you get the book. If you want to try to lose weight, you just pretend to, and you make a video about it. And so what's interesting is that she's lost all this weight, but if you have never seen her in your life, you would say, well, when is she going to start losing weight? She clearly isn't skinny, she isn't small, she's still most certainly fat, aka obese, and so she's likely only halfway through her journey.
So it was never about the weight, and that was all at my heaviest, by the way. Like my tour and stuff last year, I was 265. So
and so remember, she was 265 pounds. That is taking perhaps 10, 20 years off of her life. And so finally there is a drug. Now, honestly, I would prefer if you bought my cookbook. I get way richer than last time if you buy cookbooks than if you buy Ozempic, GLPs, whatever. But hey, I just wanted you to be fit, and I want to make millions of dollars while doing it.
Maybe like reverse body dysmorphia, where I really like kind of thought I was like smaller when I went on the scale and thought I saw that I was 265. I will say I was pregnant with my son.
And so no wonder she was so heavy, pregnant with Malibu Fit, reverse body dysmorphia. And so I'd rather somebody have reverse body dysmorphia than the opposite. She felt like she was small when she was 225 to 265 pounds. For most people, most females, they would feel fat. She felt small. But at least it allowed her to feel good. Although it's taking years off her life, at least she felt good about it.
But for me personally, GLP-1s have saved my life. The GLP-1 I'm on Zepbound.
And so tirzepatide has saved her life. Now, she does caution people. She says, you know, some people abuse these drugs. Some people, they don't even need them. So, for example, if you're already single-digit body fat and you're using tirzepatide or any GLP, is it really beneficial? I don't think you need it. But if you're morbidly obese, like she's literally 100 pounds overweight, it's absolutely beneficial. It's not only going to help you to lose weight, it's going to help you with many things in your life.
When I started the GLP-1, I was 243 in May. Now we're at the end of June, mid-June.
And so she just yapped about how she wasn't healthy when she lost weight previously, when she was under 200 pounds, because she wasn't eating, depression, and so on. But she isn't eating now. There's no difference. You, my friend, are starving yourself. I am sick and tired of people thinking that this is a race. It's changed my life. I'm no longer hungry. I barely eat. The evidence of having barely eaten is she's lost 26 pounds in approximately 6 weeks. That is over 4 pounds a week. To burn off 1 pound of fat, you need a 3,500 calorie deficit each and every week. 4 pounds is 14,000 calories. It equals to a 2,000 daily calorie deficit. And so, does anyone think it's healthy to suddenly cut out 2,000 calories a day from your diet? This is way too quick. She is losing fat, sure, but she's also losing muscle. And so, here's the trick. Lower the dose. Now, I am not a doctor, but if I was, I would be telling everyone to be doing half the dose that they're currently doing. People are abusing everything. Every medication, drug, whatever, people are doing too much. And so just because a little bit is good doesn't mean a lot is better.
I exercise, but I've been exercising. I've exercised all through my pregnancies. I always went on like daily walks. I was doing Pilates.
Walking and Pilates for an obese individual, it is actually good. It counts as exercise. But here's the problem. If you're still gaining weight, as evidenced by the fact that she said she was continuously gaining weight throughout all these years, your calories are too high. And so without my cookbook, you can go for your daily walks and you can burn off your 300 calories. But if you then eat 3,000 calories every single day, it negates the walk. If you overeat to that extent and you're gaining weight consistently, your calories are too high. You need to eat more fruits and vegetables. You need to eat lower calorie food items, foods that are in my cookbook, and that will help you to stay on track. If you're not losing weight, even if you're doing cardio, even if you're lifting weights, it's because you're eating too much food, and if you eat less, you will lose weight.
I loved the way I look.
And so, regardless of loving the way you look, it isn't healthy to be morbidly obese. To the same extent, when you're a world's strongest man competitor and you're 400 pounds and you love the way you look, that's fine and dandy, but your body doesn't like it. You might like the reflection in the mirror, the round body, the large booty. You may have millions of chubby chasers around the world flocking to whatever you're promoting. That's great, but your body isn't healthy. It isn't good. It's the same extent as if you're abusing steroids and you like your body. Well, it's nice that you like your body, but your body doesn't. Sometimes it's speaking out in Braille with acne and so on, saying, no, please stop. And so just because you like the reflection in the mirror doesn't mean it's a good one.
It really was going to the park with all 3 kids and just sitting on the bench, not even being able to hold Aquaman while sitting, like watching my husband run back and forth.
And so she liked the way she looked, you know, the roundness, all of that. But yet when she walked out with her family, when she tried to explore the world, playing with her family, she didn't have the energy. She would sit on a park bench, fatigued, tired. And of course she was.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Fat bitches need to shut up, bro. I'm not gonna, like, in all respect and all honesty, like, not gonna lie, it be a lot of the fat hoes talking. You fat bitches need to shut the fuck up. On God.
Most of you don't know what it's like to be morbidly obese, but imagine carrying a 100-pound backpack around every single day. You go for a walk, a 100-pound backpack. After 5 minutes of walking, you're tired. Of course you're tired. Imagine how fatiguing that would actually be. And so when she would walk with her kids, she would sit on a park bench and watch her husband and kids play around. 5 minutes pushing a kid on the swing, she's tired. And so she didn't want that anymore. She wanted to lose the weight. And so despite the fact that she liked how she looked, her body wasn't putting up with it.
I was eating a grapefruit and egg for dinner every night, and I was not losing weight.
Now this part, it pisses me off. I was eating a grapefruit and an egg for supper every night, and I still wasn't losing the weight. Yeah, because you're eating 10 cheeseburgers, fries, pizza, ice cream, and cake the rest of the day. Just because one meal a day has under 300 calories doesn't mean that your total calorie intake isn't 3,000. And so here's how we know you were stuffing your face with food. Do you know how we know? Because once you took terzipatide, which makes you less hungry, you lost 26 pounds in 6 weeks. And so how do you think you got fat in the first place? It's from eating too much food. And so I am sick and tired of these liars pretending that they're doing everything. I'm walking, I'm doing Pilates, I'm eating healthy, and I can't lose the weight. What do you think tirzepatide do? Magically burns off calories? All it does is makes you less hungry. When you're less hungry, you eat less food, and when you eat less food, you lose weight. If you took tirzepatide and still didn't lose weight, then I'd say, hey, it's got to be something wrong with your body. You, my friend, have a problem. But when you take a drug that makes you eat less and you lose weight, it proves you're eating too much.
And I was like, how is this possible?
It's possible because you are lying. So many people are lying. For example, Ethan Bernard. He's making his rounds around the world, doing fitness influencing and so on, and it's been proven. You're clearly overfeeding yourself. Not saying he isn't trying, but clearly he's eating in secret. He weighed about 440 pounds in January. 6 months later, he weighs about the same. Why do you think that is? Do you think it's because he's walking 5 to 10 kilometers every single day? That he's eating salads? No, it's because he's eating extra calories in secret. When you're 440 pounds, if you're eating 3,000 calories a day, you lose weight. There's no question. His metabolism isn't broken. It's the foods he's eating in secret.
I felt my body for the first time at 38, after 3 pregnancies, obese.
And so she makes a great point. At least she's open here. I mean, she's lying about how many calories she previously was eating, but she's not lying about this. She is obese, 5'3", 250 pounds. And regardless of how many years it's taking off of her life, whether it's 20, 30, 50, whatever, it's not just how many years she's losing, it's the fact that the quality of those years are diminished. And so when people who are fat tell you that it's okay, that it doesn't matter, that they're happy, they're lying. They aren't as happy as they would be if they were leaner. They may not know or realize just what they're missing. And so when you go for a 5-minute walk and you're tired and you're sitting down and you're relaxing and you're thinking, oh, you know, this is great. You walk to the beach and you're like, yeah, let's sit in the first spot that we get to. You think you're happy, but it's because you don't realize what you're missing. Once you've had a fit body, you know, one that's lean, that's not morbidly obese, and you realize what things you can do in comparison, then you realize, oh my God, all this time I had it wrong. If you are overweight, if you're 450 pounds, 300 pounds, 250 pounds, and you lose the weight, you will see such a dramatic difference. Your quality and quantity of life will improve.
This channel's testament to that. I've tried drinking water for 5 days straight. I've tried every calorie deficit, every Atkins.
And so she tried every diet in the world, Atkins. Drinking water only for 5 days. None of those diets would work. She tried a circle diet. The cookbook, no, I didn't try this diet. But all of those diets that she picked would work, except she was missing one problem, staying on the diet. You know, every single diet in the world, if you're in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight. It is guaranteed to work. The problem is you have to keep doing it. Like counting to 100 works every single time. If you keep counting to 100, if you stop at 50, it didn't work. You know, I tried to count to 100, but I failed. Did you try counting to 100 or did you stop? Oh, I stopped at 80. Well, try again this time, stop at 100. That is how simple it is. Dieting is so freaking easy that it pisses me off when people like this make it look like it didn't work.
Okay, just drink some liquids in the morning, intermittent fasting. I was miserable.
Miserable, I believe. Not losing weight is bullshit. If you follow that diet, liquid diet, intermittent fasting, not eating enough calories, whatever. Yeah, you're miserable, but you would lose weight. And so, Trisha, I made a video on you 5 years ago. How could you not try my freaking cookbook? She tried diet pills, but didn't try GLP Max. I checked. She hadn't purchased them. And so she didn't purchase the GLP Max, which you can get at HGLT supplements. She didn't even get GO2 Max. Now, some women are concerned that Turk Builder, it's just for males only. It's actually more effective for females. And so why didn't you try my supplements? Trisha, I mean, what is wrong with you? Like, do you not need a Coach Greg in your life? Did you not even watch that video? I mean, yeah, it only had about 450,000 views, but the most important viewer was you.
Big people are losing weight that have always been big and they're finally losing weight. And, you know, People were getting, oh, this is the easy way out. This is this. And I was like, Trisha, why aren't you taking the easy way out?
It baffles me when people don't want to take the easy way out. Like, I don't understand. When I drive to work when I was younger, I took the easy way. I took a car. I didn't walk 40 kilometers to work to go teach. It's too far. I took the easy way. I drove myself there. And so why not take the easy way out when it actually works? Now, not everyone can afford $100 to $200. And so it's easy if you can afford it. Trisha, who has millions of dollars, she clearly could have afforded the cookbook. But why would people not want to do something when it's literally made for them? Like, doctors prescribe this medication. Algorex, it's all FDA approved. It's all from compounding pharmacies. It's not some research chemical site selling you bullshit. This is actual prescription medication. And so guys like Ethan, who was interviewed by Nutrition Arc, and he said, yeah, I don't think I should take the GLP. I don't want it. Well, for 6 months, you've been struggling to lose weight. You're claiming that you're not cheating on your diet, but it clearly isn't working. You're trying to drop to under 300. And so why don't you want the easy way out? I don't get this. Most people, they want the easy way out. Now, I get it. The first year or two, you want to try it on your own. But if it doesn't work, why are we not using these medications? I mean, if you go to your doctor with high blood pressure and the doctor says, you need to lower your blood pressure or you're going to die. And the doctor says, if you lose 100 pounds, your blood pressure is probably going to go down. You don't lose the weight. And the doctor says, well, you still haven't lost any weight. Maybe you want one of these blood pressure medications. Perhaps you could use one of these. No, doc, I don't want it. 5 years go by, you're still not taking the blood pressure medication, you're still not losing weight. This is exactly the same equivalent to what Trisha's not doing. And so why not do it, Trisha? It makes no sense. Of course you needed that medication.
It's like, what's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst that can happen? Well, you could have diarrhea, upset stomach, nausea. You could not eat enough calories. You could lose a ton of muscle. You could go dizzy. You could go hypoglycemic. Of course there's problems, but it's not as bad as being morbidly obese.